Good evening, folks. Welcome back to VP4TV. Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. We have the hot seat match tonight. Welcome to Spud Boy. And it's between Coldest Pillow, a rookie at straight pull, but he's got all the way to this point, and he's up against one of the strongest players in Virtual Pool 4, Cobra. We have Coldest Pillow representing Wales, Cobra representing the UK from England, and they're going at the top of the hour. If we look at the schedule, that's the only match on there. The other guys on the one-loss side, Albinario and Bedhead, have until May the 1st, so they've got another few days. Both guys, of course, from Sweden, and they will arrange a match in a not-too-distant future. Now, of course, the loser of tonight's match will go into that semi-final and then play the winner of those two guys, and that simplifies that. What we'll also do is wait a minute, that's not what I want to do. Hang on. I want to do that and go back to the event. I want to have a quick look at the 9-ball sign-ups. Somebody sent me a friend request, a guy called Chris. I don't know who he is. If we look at the sign-ups, I don't know whether he's a subscriber to the channel or not. We have, how many have we got? Well, we've still got 38 open seats. I think it's, May the 9th that it goes ahead. So there's still plenty of spots available. We've got pretty much all the strong players in, and Stub. The usual suspects are in there at the moment, with plenty of room for more who, if they're interested, can get signed up. No message or contact from Steve. I'm going to do a quick tab just in case he is sitting in there. Hang on. No sign of him. So I presume Steve is busy. Coldest Pillow, he's in away mode, I think, is he? Yes, he's not in a room. And Cobra came online. Or was he online a little? In fact, he's not. He is. He's just sitting waiting in the room going up. So anyway, these guys in a race to 200. And, well, Coldest Pillow was asking for advice last night. I gave him my advice. Welcome to Miasma. I gave him my advice. Don't do anything stupid, and just try and capitalize on any mistakes. And the only way to capitalize is to put decent little runs together. 15s as a run is not good. You've got to try and put the pressure on them. Right, so I'm going in the room, and I'm going to do one more tab. Right, so I'm going to leave Discord open, and then if we see Steve coming into the room, then we'll know. Now, a word of warning to those watching, the issues I've been having with XSplit. I do not know what the problem is. Neither does XSplit support. I'm thinking it's some sort of combination of buttons that I've got as shortcuts. That's something shortcuts and shutting down XSplit. I think it's something like that either they don't know about, or there's maybe a secret admin set of buttons that they know about that normal users don't know about, that's maybe shutting it down. But anyway, I could have XSplit shut down on me. If it does, I just ask you for a bit of patience. It'll be a couple of minutes, and I will get it back up and running. But anyway, we're waiting on Coldest Pillow arriving. And I just hope, as I do, that, I think I'm not being biased, but I always want to see the favourite being put under pressure. There's nothing worse than somebody who, like Coldest Pillow, he can pop balls, he's got a fair idea what he's doing, but straight pull, like all of us, he's got a lot to learn. But I just hope that he uses his common sense, knows when to duck, and can apply some pressure to Cobra and make him have to win it. What I don't want to see is Cobra getting it in a plate. But either way, I want to see a good match, and good luck to both of them. So we're now 3 minutes past the hour. Here we go. Coldest pillow on the right-hand side. The most important part of this game, especially in VP4, is the lag. And, well, Cobra's a bit short. In fact, no, he isn't. He's actually pretty good. It's running on and running on. So Coldest pillow better have practiced his break-off, because that's the first thing I advised him to do. Go and practice some break-off shots and try and work something out. As expected, he's been put in. Trying a left English. Well, looks a pretty good break-off to me. That's excellent. He couldn't have asked for anything any better than that, because he's absolutely stone cold here, Cobra. Not a sniff of anything. Excellent break-off. Well, there's a dream start that you want. You want to be able to nail that break-off shot, and big praise to him for that, because I'm sure he can't get that 6-ball. Well, he can get it, but he's cutting it to the rail. He's not cutting that to the pocket. In fact, tell a lie, he's not even getting there doing that. He's just going to brush the 3 and maybe try and tweak behind that 6. That's what he's trying to do. So we're going to get a bit of grinding going on here early on. Or has he left a 5? Oh, he's left a 5. I thought he'd spun in behind that 6. So the chance is there to put something on the board. And for anybody who doesn't know, there were 6 in Friday night 9-ball on Friday there, obviously. And I said to Coldest pillow, because he was asking me if I was going to play in it, I says, well, if you're going to play in it, I'll play in it and we'll have 8. So we did. And the most exciting news about that is that I played... who did I play? I can't remember who I played. I played Spectre Dawn. Well, that was a disaster. Was it? No, it wasn't. I thought that was a cue ball going. I played Spectre Dawn. I was getting... What was I getting? Was I getting a 6-ball? Or was somebody I was getting the last 2? It might have been Larry when I played him in the 1-loss side. So I was like 5-0 down, I think it was, or 4-0 down. And I managed to lose 7-4, so I got 4 racks in the board. And anyway, to cut a long story short, my only sense of achievement was beating Coldest pillow in the 1-loss side and actually getting in the money. So that's the first time I've played in a 9-ball tournament in VP in I don't know how many years. But yeah. There was some pots I missed where I picked the wrong edge, because I'm seeing double edges in balls. That's been my problem. And you played and I missed it. Yes, you did. Well, the Slim wasn't there to stream it, I don't think. Yeah, he wasn't around. But I think any ambitions of any comebacker are probably down the pan. But I mean, I played 1 or 2 decent shots, but I missed some howlers as well. You know, it's a sad mixture you get. There was some good, there was bad, but there was more ugly than bad. Did you? When did I ever play you, Miasma? Well, I see. You tend to forget matches you lose. Well, this is the problem. I said to Coldest pillow as well when he was talking to me last night. This is the problem, that he's leaving himself far too far from the break ball at times, and this time he's nailed it. He needs to get, he's playing break balls from here, which, some people that play straight pull might say, well, that's okay. What's he saying? Sorry, Cobra. What the hell's he? When did he type that? I missed that. I don't know what he's meaning. Is he been called away right now? Overy. That's a typo, but I'm trying to decipher what the word is. I haven't the foggiest idea what he's talking about. Oh, was it? Oh, I probably gave up playing after that defeat then. I can't remember that. Right, so as far as the start goes, job done for Coldest Pillow. He's got the lag, got the break off sorted out. Cobra played the safety trying to tuck behind the 6 ball, left a ball open, and this is the end result so far. And whatever he gets here, this is not good enough yet. He needs to get a good, decent run here to apply that pressure to Cobra. And that lets Cobra know that, okay, Coldest Pillow's new to this game, but he certainly can pot the ball and move the cue ball. And that's good enough. As long as he can tighten up in the break shots. Welcome to Rabbit. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time it is in the world. Now, I haven't even looked at a break ball yet, but that's sticking out like a sore thumb, that 11 ball. So we'll find out. Well, I don't think we need to find out. I think barring some sort of howler of a mistake, he's working around this 11 ball. He's a bit straight in the 8, but he can tweak it and get this 3 ball, I would assume, or maybe just come behind the 10 and pot it up table, or go through for the 7, whatever. He's not looking at playing the 11, is he? Or is he going to keep that 10 as a break ball then at the head of the pack? Right, well. No. The only problem there is this. Maybe the 3 ball would have been better to get to this 10 ball. But who am I to be criticising? We haven't seen the end result of his choice yet. Well, obviously now. Well, you see, there you go. He's got an angle. He's going to have to slam this. It's not. The prospects aren't good. Well, he's got a cut back in the 9. He's got to be fully committed because he's going to do a hell of an amount of damage here. Cue ball running loose, but he's okay. Well, it was a sort of non-conventional way of getting there, but he's still off and running. Now, all of those balls in the middle of the rack, every one of them goes. They don't need to be touched. You just need to get rid of the 3 for comfort. But these balls, you shouldn't be going near them for any reason whatsoever other than just to pot them. and you've got 2 balls here that you can get to those 3 balls to take care of them. But, well, again, that would be the candidate for the break ball, but it could be the 6. I don't know. I don't know how Coldest Pillow's going about this. I mean, I know that if that was Cobra or Albinario, they would have already decided that's it and that's the one they're going to work around. So we have one bailout ball down the table here, and it could be that he's using to get to that last ball. No. Now I'm still guessing as to what one he's going to use, because he's now got possibly 3 break balls here. So this is where you've got to commit. This is what I said to him as well. You have to tighten up in these last sort of 3 balls to get gooder on that break ball. Now, like the first time we saw that break shot from down here, I think that was at the second rack. He needs to get tighter for the break shot. Well, so far, so good. But he's going to have to hold the cue ball. Now, this is dangerous if he's going to run forward. I can't believe he's going to run forward because it's far too straight and he'd have to pinch an angle. So now it's about judging the weight. And if that keeps going, that's pretty nigh perfect. The run is 42, and this is exactly what you want to be doing against this sort of calibre of player. You have to put the pressure on them. Now, it's going to be a long 8 ball, I think, because I think all of these other balls, unless he plays some sort of combo, in fact, he could have played the 4, but he was probably too straight. I don't know whether he could have played the 4 and ran forward just to sort of... I don't know whether he really needs to move them either. He just has to get the 3 out of the way. But this is clearly the issue. And he wants to be concentrating on how he can get to them fairly quickly to open them up. Now, as I've done before, whenever I've done straight pool live streams, I do tend to run around the table an awful lot, a lot more than I ever do in 9 ball or 10 ball, because somewhere in the stack there's something going on and you have to see the line of a ball or whether something's set. So I do tend to run around a bit. Well, there's the first mistake. So the run is 44. And now Cobra's not exactly sitting pretty here, I don't think. He's got a thin... He can't even get to that 30. Is it the 13 or the 11? He can't get to that. Coldest Pillow might have got himself really lucky here. I mean, the 7 will go. Cobra's going to have to commit and either cut the 1 or cut that 7 or play a combo. I'm sure this is the ball. So the run is 44 on the board. Where's the cue ball going? He's okay. So now we await the response of Cobra. And it was a decent start there. Now the question has been asked of Cobra. Can he administer the punishment? First of all, the focus is get rid of the deficit. He's going to break the 4 and 2 here, I would think. And I think the 3 ball... Yeah, the 3 ball does go. It's a wee bit tight, but it goes in off the jaw, no problem. In fact, he could actually just stun that in a wee bit and hold and get rid of the 4 or 9 combo as well if he wants. Yeah. Now's the time to take that. And he wants to also think about holding the cue ball somewhere sort of there at some point, and he can pot the 2 and break these 3 balls. Now, that has to be in the plan because he's running out of balls to get there. And this is, well, unless he draws back off this 4 or goes forward and checks the cue ball and can get out without bumping the 14, he could get back and deal with that 2 and deal with the cluster. Well, like I said, he's running out of balls, but he's actually good in the 13 now. He's good in the 13 for the little bump, so panic over. Well, has he got the combo? Well, I don't think he'd want to commit to that. He might try just coming into them again, and I don't know unless he finishes in the 2. But he doesn't need to really move anything. He just has to get the right order. And again, where's the break ball? They're all dead. You've got 1, 15 and 14. One's blocking the other, though. This isn't exactly set in stone that he's going to get good here. And he is having to give this serious thought here because he doesn't want to fall foul here and make a mistake and not get there. Well, he's now pretty good. So the commitment must be to the 15 ball. It can't really be anything else. I mean, if he came down this side for some reason, he could try and use the 6, but it's way above the pack. I can't believe that. So 6 going to go, and then 10, and then the break shot. So that's pretty much it, I would assume. So here we go. This is the first big test. Getting the good angle. That's just bouncing out, and that's nice enough. Oh, well, cue balls spun and died, but he's good to go. He's got a 10 ball. You wouldn't really want to take up the rail. He can cut the 1 into the side. He can run the 5 in, so he's fine. I mean, there's no problem if he takes the 5. He's going to bump the 7 and he'll be on the 9. Well, there's a big mistake. Let's check if the replay is working. There is a big howler there. I mean, these are big pockets, they say. I mean, you'd expect him to roll that in every day of the week. And that is now. That's exactly what that 44 run has done. It's got Cobra thinking a lot more. It's applied the pressure, and he's made the mistake. And now Coldest Pillow doesn't want to get carried away. He wants to keep things tidy, not take anything for granted. But I'll tell you something, he's got Christmas come early here with this table. And he can really tighten the noose very early on in this match. I always say this. I mean, you see it in real sport as well. It doesn't matter how good the guy is that you're up against. It's down to what you do. If you can apply the pressure, then everybody's sphincter tightens up, no matter who they are or what their reputation is. You've asked a question of them, and you would never, in a month of Sundays, think that Cobra could miss that 5-ball. Never. All he had to do was roll it in, bump the 7, and he was good to go. I see, you've also then got to just keep control of your own ideas and what you're going to do. Don't then get carried away. You got to keep to a proper plan here. The 2 balls there is a break ball. Now, how tight is that 5-ball on this jaw? Because again, you've just got to be careful if you're cutting that from down table. Well, this is all again about just judging the pace. If he's rolling straight through to the rail, well, he's nipping this. He could go 2 rails to run around the corner and out. You've just got to make sure you don't overhit this. Well, he's checked it. But again, he's still further away for comfort, but always leaves that little doubt. He's nailed it big time, and these balls are all over the place again. So far, so good for Coldest Pillow. Well, this time you've got 5 balls in the bottom half of the table as we look. So he might want to get rid of that 1 right now, and the reason I say that is because if you have to bail out, you want to be able to get that 10-ball or the 5-ball in the hole. So to me, that was a good choice of shot there. Get rid of that 1 ball. It was a blocker for access to this 10 and 5. I like that choice of shot there. Because you never know what might happen up the top end of the table. You might be looking for a bailout and suddenly it's not there. And he might have made a very good choice there, getting rid of that 1. Now, he's just brushed to 8. Now, has that made any difference? No, it hasn't. But you can certainly pot that 14, but he's not sitting in any sort of vicinity that he's going to do that. Well, the lead is now 50. And again, you know, when you're spinning into these balls at that slow speed, you never know, you could be nailed to one. Well, I would assume that Coldest Pillow did take my advice a little bit and went away and practiced that break shot, because he could not have asked for a better start. And there's no harm in putting in some preparation for a match. I mean, that's the most obvious thing you would do, is a little bit of prep, and you're good to go. 4-ball, I presume, is sitting good. And it is. And this is perfect, except he's going to still be a fair distance. Yeah, here we go again. Top of the pack. And he's off and running again. I'll have a quick drink here. Hang on a minute, I'll just mute myself so you don't hear me gargling. Did I jinx him there? Did I jinx him? The run is 28. And he's just sort of lost focus there a wee bit. Cobra unexpectedly back at the table, because this was a reasonable table to be getting on with. And in all honesty, Coldest pillow should have been in 3 figures by now before he left the table. So that could be a mistake that's going to let Cobra get himself settled here. But he needs now to put something on the board. See this chat and this phone, this is a pile of crap, this chat, because now I'm looking at the on-screen chat and I'm seeing somebody sending a message again that isn't appearing on the phone. Yeah, that's weird. Ah, now it appears. That's even weirder. It took a while to come through on my phone, that one. Well, the only other good bit of news about my channel is I finally reached 700 subscribers. I think that was my Steve Davis video that got it. Somebody subscribed. So I'm now only 300 subscribers away from 1,000, where then I can get money from advertising. And obviously, if any videos are prompted to people by the algorithm, you get money from advertising here. But bear in mind, I've been at this since 2007. I'm not building any hopes that I'm going to get to 1,000 subscribers in the not too distant future. That's a long way away. But 700's a bit of a milestone. But you see, this is the thing. You get when I go onto YouTube now, I get nothing but these AI videos coming up. Everything's all AI created. Images that appear, and this chat GPT or whatever the hell it is. You've got voiceovers and everything. People are sitting doing them all the time and getting thousands of views. Apart from the fact that I've got no time to do stuff like that, I've got no time to learn stuff like that, and I don't see any enjoyment in all you're doing is getting you sort of I don't know whether the word to use is cheating your way. I mean, it's clever that they do that sort of stuff when they're getting thousands of views and thousands of subscribers, but that's not why I joined YouTube. That's not why I set up a channel for mainly VP4. It was never in my agenda that I wanted tens of thousands of subscribers. I accepted the fact that was never going to happen because VP4 doesn't have that audience. And you know, for them that don't understand pool or billiards, it's pretty boring, let's be honest, unless you know what's going on. That's why it's a niche community. But all you've got is the vast majority of stuff is all AI created now. And, you know, you're getting them prompted to you by the barrel load. But Cobra now, well, he's on a run of 11. He's still a long way from getting back into this. But what Coldest Pillow will be very well aware of is Cobra's more than capable. especially when you've asked them the question, and especially when you've made 2 errors that you really shouldn't have, and you're allowing them to get that opportunity to get back in. I mean, just think of how many it could have been. Coldest pillow definitely should have been 3 figures before he left the table. And he's going inside, but you see how closer he is to the break ball. You know, Coldest pillow in a lot of his break shots is another diamond and a half away from where he really should be. But nails it. Cue ball's loose, and he's good to go. If you reached out to the Q Sport community, you would get a heaps of subs. Well, the thing is that because I watch a lot of pool and billiards on YouTube, and a lot of that gets prompted to me because, again, the algorithm suggests you stuff that you might be interested in. So, but all the stuff that I see on YouTube, everything is real pool and billiards. And when you've got real pool and billiards channels, the first thing I'll tell you is there's no way they're interested in anybody that's doing a game. It's all real pool and billiards, and there's no other channels ever get prompted to me who are streaming a computer game. There's nothing comes up for Shooters Pool anymore, and there was up until a while ago, believe it or not, and that's surprising because they're getting like 400 in the lobby, and there was 1 or 2 guys who were streaming Shooters Pool, and nobody's doing it anymore. If they are, I don't know what chat, I don't know what outlet they're streaming on, because I'm not getting prompted any, and I haven't seen a Shooters Pool live stream in 2.5 years or more. There used to be a guy on Facebook did it, and there was another YouTube guy was doing it, and I don't see them. I think they thought it was maybe a good idea at the time, and again, a lot of these guys lose faith because they think they're going to go onto YouTube and get hundreds of subscribers and loads of views when they're streaming a computer game, whereas I'm well past that. I mean, I knew that from the start, that it's never going to appeal to them that like watching real pool and proper players. So it's a long haul. So that's why you get a lot of people branching out and starting getting interested in this AI crap, and that's I'm too old for all that carry on, and I've got no time to be even interested or have the notion of starting doing that sort of stuff. I just had the idea last week that when I was watching the snooker on iPlayer, I didn't realise that you could even though you're watching it live, it's still delayed by a few minutes. And I didn't realise that you could slow the stream down, and I slowed it. I thought I'll slow it down and watch it. And I burst out laughing when I heard Steve Davis. I mean, all of the guys in the commentary, Dennis Taylor, they all sounded as if they had hangovers or they were on some sort of serious cocktail of drugs. I thought, I'll post one of these and see what happens. And I've got 2,000 views on the Steve Davis one, or the Dennis Taylor. Was it Dennis Taylor? I can't remember. But that's all I'm doing of that. I only did that for a laugh, just for my own amusement. But obviously the algorithm worked there because the World Snooker Championships is on at the moment, and there's loads of videos getting posted on YouTube from World Snooker, and maybe that's why the algorithm kicked in a wee bit, and I've got a couple of thousand views because of that. I mean, most of my videos only get like from these tournaments matches, you'll find that most of them get about maybe 100 views. On a good couple of days, you'll get about 100 views. And when you think they'll get 700 subscribers, there's 600 people there who aren't interested in it enough to keep coming back to your channel to watch stuff like that. This might be a bit too straight. No, he's okay. But and I've said this before, my only thing for streaming Virtual Pool 4 and doing commentary on it is the first thing I wasn't going to do was stream myself playing. I don't have any interest in that, streaming myself playing it. To me, it was just to have matches that it was always a case, if you want to go and watch a match from so many years back, it's there. I've got playlists of loads of tournaments that you can watch. And at some point in the future, provided YouTube doesn't do funny things and start emptying videos and deleting them all, then there'll be something there long after I'm stopping streaming. And maybe somebody else will do it. It got Slim started. I mean, I don't know whether Slim had any notion of ever doing any sort of streaming until, I'd been doing it for a number of years and he'd always looked into it. So good luck to Slim. It got him started, I hope. And it's just a pity there aren't other people doing it with a more reliable setup than I've got, it has to be said. Right. Where are we at? Well, we're at 31 for Cobra. He's still got that deficit to get rid of. And this might not, again, be that pretty a setup here. And he's not really got an ideal break ball here either. And he's unlikely to, unless he's going to go from the back of the pack. And you'd think the way this mess is here, he might end up doing that. So we've got a bailout ball middle of the table that Steve would be saying right now he needs to get rid of that. Or maybe, because it's going to be no use to get to a break shot, let's be honest, he's going to be working from the back of the pack here. Fix your setup, extra caps because you blind. What? I still think about streaming, better streaming than playing. Right. I think I'm going to plump for possibly, if that's the 13 ball that's above, below the 2 ball that's on the short rail, it's either going to be the 13 or the 2 for the break ball. I can't believe it's going to be anything else. Cobra's, I don't know whether he might, I mean, out of desperation, he might take the 4 ball and play the cut break, cut it to the rail and into the side of the pack, but that's a dangerous one. So it's probably going to be the 2. I mean, I have seen guys live streaming and doing commentary on sort of local tournaments in their local pool hall and stuff like that. But I mean, some of them are getting less viewers than I'm getting, believe it or not. I've got 13 or 14 watching this right now, and I've watched live tournament matches on YouTube with guys who've got, again, a much better setup than I've got, and they're really struggling to get any viewers. But then again, you go to you go to some of the more well-known channels and, you know, they've got loads of subscribers. Where's the cue ball going? Oh, he's way down here. Well, these are the only 3 balls left in the table. He's going to have to control the cue ball off this here. And that's well done. Is he going far enough? I think he has. He can check it up if he needs to. He's got a wee bit of left on it just to check it and bring it into the table. So here we go. Got to get the corner balls, not the middle of the pack. And the danger then is a scratch. And he's okay. Is he? Yes, he is. But aye, that's the one he's going to take. That's a much more comfortable one to play. Yeah, forget anything that side of the table. Yeah, he's going to be playing the 12. I've no doubt of that. So the run is 42. He is now whatever he is behind, because I can't count at this time of night, but he's not far behind now. But those, particularly that second lapse there by Coldest Pillow, this is, it could be costly for him. Cobra's not there yet, but once he gets that deficit down to 0, then there'll be a sweat on. And that's why it's so important to keep your concentration. Don't start getting too loose and losing focus. And I don't know that it was that difficult a shot he missed. Right. Well, I'm going to just tab out for a second, provided the stream doesn't die on me, and I'm going to shut down Discord. Hang on a second. We'll see this shot and I'll tab out for a minute. I just want to have one less resource running. And then I'll be back in a second. Is that him in the... See, there's nothing coming up my phone again. Is that him in the chat? That's a stupid thing to do. That's the one thing I should have told you last night. Get your ass out of the chat. Right. 2 seconds, guys. Right. Hopefully we're still up and running. No. See, if you've got the YouTube app on your phone, right, there's the cog wheel, right? And when you press the cog wheel, you've got the chat filter. And there are 2 chat filters. There's one that says top messages that you can highlight, and it says show most messages with potential spam removed. Or you can have it highlighted in all messages, and it says show every message, including potential spam. Now, I've got it on all messages, but I have noticed that it keeps chopping and changing in terms of what appears on the chat on screen that you guys are looking at and what's appearing in my phone. Some of it doesn't appear, and I have to jump backward and forward on my phone, and because I'm missing chat sometimes. I just don't like this YouTube app. I always like to have the phone on, obviously, because you know, you've seen what happens when when XSplit plays up on me. I like to type a message into the chat to tell folk it's down, and keep people guessing what's happening. I like to just tell people what's happening. Anyway, let's get back to business here. He's 7 behind. The run is 52. Now get yourself out of the live stream, Coldest Pillow, because you've got a job to do here if you get a chance. Because if all you're interested in is what I'm saying, then you're not your mind's not in the job. End of. Well, this is not guaranteed he's going to get perfect. He usually does get pretty good when he's in tight though like this, and that's pretty good. And again, you see he's at least a diamond and a half closer than Coldest Pillow's been in a lot of his break shots, and that's where Cobra and Albinario have got it dialed in. They're tighter controlled when it gets down to the nitty gritty. Their cue ball control is that bit tighter. Well, again, I know his ball's actually broke, but you'll notice that a couple of them come back to the stack. So, I mean, it's not a major problem. I mean, he's also can roll that 5 and he can finish in the 10 and do some damage there, I think, if he wants. Let's have a look. If he pots one of these, he can get. Oh no, maybe that's a bit too tight now that I look at it. No, I think forget that idea. That 10 ball into the side, that's a no-no. A cinnamon roll would be nice. What the hell's that all about? Have I missed something else in the chat? What the hell, Spud Boy, talking about? Are you just typing stuff that's going on in your head and you're not realising it? You're thinking you're maybe going to nip downstairs or whatever and go through it and get a cinnamon roll. Get me one as well. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You are talking with your stomach. Yeah, get a cup of coffee and a cinnamon roll. I wouldn't mind one of them. Quite partial to the old cinnamon roll. Now, is he going to try and do damage here? No, he isn't, by the look of it. Well, when you think about it, that was one opportunity to do a bit of damage. He'd have been unlucky not to have been on another ball, but now he's a bit, that he wanted maybe to be there in this 7 ball to do some damage. But he's got to get there again sooner rather than later. And he's got himself 2 straight in the 2 as well. Because he's maybe want to play the 2, hold for the 7 and do the damage there. But now he's bitten the bullet, he's going to go for the 7 as it is. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Now, where's the break ball? It could be the 2. It could be the 15 if he's inside the 15. And I think that'll be about it. Now, is there anything at the other end of the table? No. So this is all concentrated in the top half of the table as we view it. Because I think most people will refer to that end of the table that we're looking at as the bottom end. I don't know. It depends how you see it. I always call that the top of the table. Some folk call it the bottom. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's where the number dials are on the pool table. I don't know. What do you guys call it? Do you call that the top of the table that we're looking at or the bottom of the table? I mean, the kitchen to me or the bulk area is the bottom of the table. Always has been. Any update on when I'll be? Well, this is what, the 27th. So 30 days has September, April. So they've only got another 4 days to go, haven't they? I don't think there's anything to worry about. I think it might be something like Tuesday or something. Hopefully it is Tuesday, then I can get it. But there won't be a problem with Albie. And yes, it is a hot seat match. Popman, welcome. I hope you're okay. Welcome to Hairpig as well. Right, so 2 ball is a break ball. Unless he's going to really do something to confuse me. Yeah, he's got to mind his work here. He's just got to mind what he's doing. Because this is where you can end up looking an umpty. Yeah, that you're saying towards the head is up table. You see, I'm referring it as down table, because the camera's at this end of the table. That's purely for my less refined viewers who are watching. I would say, this is the bottom half of the table to me. That's top half, but whatever. It's. Well, I don't know that this is ideal, is it? It's obviously going to catch the top 2 balls. I don't know how much he's going to catch them. He might have to hit this a wee bit softer so he does catch them. I think it looks fine for that angle. Yep, top half. Watch the side pocket. He's okay, I think. Oh, again, panic stations there. And now he's got an 11-point lead. The run is 70. So how punishing it can be when you take your eye off the ball and you make that mistake, Coldest pillow. That's why it can be deadly against these guys. You don't forget, Cobra's not. He's here to take another title away from Albinario. He wants to see Albinario hit the dust against Bedhead. And Bedhead as well, of course. And he wants to send Coldest Pillow to meet one of them. Well, he's okay, he can cut the 10. Where are we looking for a break ball here? Well, 4 balls tightish to the pack, but it would work. And the way this table's set up, he's created another slight problem. In fact, now, can he get enough of that 8 ball now? If he was sitting there, that's going to go. I think he needs to do a bump here, I think he needs a little nudge. Now, he can steal an angle off that 5 to do a little nudge if he wants to try and move that now. But I think he needs to improve. Now, that's done. That's taken care of that. He's now got another problem, but less of a problem, because that's not that's not a difficult combo to make. But that ball has gone down to the bottom of the screen as we look, or down to the bottom of the table here as a bailout. Good evening to Tam. So there goes the 8 ball. Four ball is a nominated break ball. I'm pretty confident in saying that. I mean, again, it could be the 7 if things have to take another route here, but 4 ball is definitely the nominated break ball. Yes, it would also be a bit of a heartbreaker for Coldest Pillow because just when he needed to maintain focus, he lost it, and this is the result of it. This is why Cobra's as strong as he is. He's going to be one of the favourites for the up-and-coming 9-ball World Championships, no doubt about that. Because that's his turf. 9-ball is his game. And the high run is still 130 from the former defending champion. And that also takes care of the last problem in the table. Now, it's going to be interesting how he gets to this break ball because he's not sitting perfect here. He would have liked to probably get rid of that 12 ball a lot sooner. I mean, at the end of the day, if it takes another route, I mean, I was going to say he could play that as a second last ball, but that's gone. So now he's fully committed. Oh, that's not what he wanted. That's not what he wanted. He's bolt straight. Yeah, the 9-ball World Championship starts on the 9th of May, Popman. The sign-ups are open. If you hit /SB in the VP4 lobby, all the notices and that and the tournament stuff and that will come up in the lobby. It should come up when you come into the lobby, as a matter of fact. What are you talking about, Tam? What's yeah, in the lobby that is /SB. What's Tam going on about Liverpool? They're not playing. Oh no! Wait a minute. Did they not need a? Are they playing today to be champions, or is the match over? I forgot all about it. Well, there's a disaster. I've missed looking at the chat. Cobra scratched an 82. 5-1 against Spurs. Oh dear. Well, I'm surprised Ange isn't getting his ass booted out the door. Well, my head's where it always is, generally, in the top of my shoulders. Oh dear, that's even worse. In fact, I'll tell you what'll happen. I'm thinking that one of these English Premiership teams is going to be looking for Brendan Rodgers during the summer, and Rodgers will be away again. First chance he can get. That's what I'm secretly thinking. So the pressure's now on Coldest Pillow. It's amazing how things turn, because now he's got to get rid of that deficit. And straight away here, he's already in trouble. He's got one shot on into the side pocket, that 13 ball. Watch how that one ball doubles in size. Oh, I tell you. That scraped a bit of paint off that ball there, but he got it in. I don't know. I was too busy reading the chat. Right, again, all the business is happening here. And that's actually a pretty good little shot there, because you could easily bump that ball and stick it in something else, but he played it at a nice pace. And it could also, if he's desperate enough, use that as a break ball. I mean, you've got the two balls behind the stack there. They might end up, one of them might be it. The 7 could be it. It might not be. I don't know what he's doing. The 4 ball, that is that not encroaching in the rack, that 4 ball? I mean, when the balls are in the triangle, they're not that close to the line. I don't know whether that would be a live or a dead break ball, that 4 ball. Here, Pig will tell us. It's too close to the rack, isn't it? He skimmed the side of the pack without draw. Right, so behind the pack, and that 8 ball is right at the corner of the pack. But again, watch the cue ball. Big shot here. Oh, well, I'll tell you something. Look at that. Look at that brush on the 5 ball there when he draws back. Look at where the cue ball was going. Look at where the cue ball was going. Well, in fact, it would have bumped into those balls. Never even noticed those balls there. It looked dodgy. Well, he's got away with it, but has he got a shot, more importantly? And it doesn't look good. It does not look good. He's got to duck. He's got to duck, even if you're taking a loss of a point here. There's no way that your ambitions should be any higher than just taking a hit here. The run is only 15. He's still behind. And anything more ambitious than that is going to pay the price. Well, this could be a mistake as well. Oh, no, he didn't call that. Yeah, he didn't call it. And, well, Cobra's got a pressure pot into the side pocket if he wants to get going. Because he can't play anything. Well, he's got the 11 as well, but that's an even dodgier cut. Is Cobra going to... Is he going to grow a pair and go for it? Or is he going to just duck? Let's see if common sense will prevail here. What would you do in this situation? Would you go for the cut in the side? Would you cut that 11 back the way into the corner pocket? And Cobra's betwixt and between, as they say in the commentary booth. Well, it looks as if he's made his mind up. He's given serious thought to the 11. He's bound to be on the 6 here, you would think. At the very least. And that's going to go in, no problem. That was well played. He is on the 6. In fact, he's probably on the 9 as well. So, Cobra's little run, like I said, little runs of 15 ain't going to win this. You're not going to beat Cobra doing that. And in the next 2 or 3 shots, he'll be halfway home. Somebody give me an update in the snooker, please. Anybody that's in the UK, you can bring up the iPlayer or switch the telly over. Tell me what's happening. I haven't seen any of the Trump Sean Murphy match at all. None of it. Because it was this morning while I was at work. But a nice little score update wouldn't go amiss. Thank you very much. In the two matches that are going on. I think that Ben Wollaston's playing tonight. I can't remember who he's playing. But it's the second session of the Trump-Murphy match. Trump's 6-4 up. Oh, well. And what about the other one, Tam? Wollaston's 6-4 down. Who's he playing? I've totally forgotten who he's playing. I cannot for the life of me picture who Ben Wollaston's actually playing. Oh, Sijawi, that boy could go all the way again. That Sijawi. And he'll have learnt a lot from losing that match against Brissell with that huge lead that he had. Yeah, Ding is still there, but he won't be there for much longer. So Cobra now more than halfway home. I never had a look at that 10 ball. Is that out the... Yeah, there's the break ball right there. That 10 ball's perfect. There isn't anything down here at this end. Well, I think that young boy sort of just lost it. You back at what? Yes, I went back this morning and my back is absolutely throbbing. So it is. Oh, well. Well, he's going to have to get into this 4 ball, go to the rail and back out. No, he hasn't. Look at Brissell's done absolutely nothing. I mean, you're talking about a guy who goes back to Belgium, comes back in a jet, lands up at the tournament 20 minutes before his match last night, comes in and blows like a bloody freight train. And Ding was sitting bewildered by the end of the night. Oh, that's broke. And we've now got a V of balls in the stack. And he can immediately do damage here with this 13 ball. This is just, you've just got to play this right away. First opportunity. Well, he's not really done anything major there, but again, looking at this side, you've got the 2 balls and the 7 can deal with the problem there. So he doesn't need to really worry about that. He can get either of them down into this corner pocket. So there's no major disaster here in the imminent future. It looks pretty good. As long as he gets the pattern right to get access to here, he should be fine. And he could actually probably, let me have a look at this 3 ball. And he could, if he wanted to try and stun over this way somewhere, he's bound to be on something. Well, he's clearly not deciding to play any of them right now. And I'm actually not sure what the hell he tried there, because this is going a bit pear-shaped here. He's in no man's land, and he's going to have to dig out a pot. Let's put it that way. He is going to have to dig out a pot. I mean, he's got a combo, and that's what he's going to have to do. Maybe he was hoping to get a bump there to hold the cue ball somewhere in this area, and he missed the bump, and he's ended up here. That's how easy it is to get yourself in trouble in this damn game. Everything looked fine, and suddenly he's having to dig out a pot. Now these are coming to the rescue, because that's where he wanted to be, I think, in the first place, but he's actually too straight in the 7. He would have liked to have been just there, cue ball another 2 inches that way, and he was fine, just to do the little bump. So now we're already on plan C. Welcome to Blind Hog. Right, and on this chat setting that I've got on my phone at the moment, I'm on all messages, right? And that tells me that there's 13 people watching this. If I go to the chat filter and go to top messages, that tells me I've got 17. Explain that to me. That's even weirder. So one chat tells me I've got 13 people watching, and the other chat on my phone tells me I've got 17 watching. The live stream itself, obviously on screen, had 17. That's now dropped to 15. I've already just bored people there by saying that, and they've left. Yeah, it was 17 2 seconds ago, and then it just dropped. Right, so where's the break ball? That's what I'm asking. None of them count, of course. They're dead. And he's lucky they've got there. He's got that one there as a bailout, because he's going to have to get something dealt with here. Can he get to that 5 ball? Yeah, he can tweak that and get that, no problem. That's fine. That's always going in. He can get that out of the way. Well, he's in trouble again. No, he isn't. The 6 ball goes. Oh, it's jumped back up to 17. That's good. It's getting gooder, if there was such a word. Well, I mean, it's 95% certain it's going to be the 14 ball. Now, the question then is whether he's playing the 11 into the side, and it's going to be an inside, as I call it, an inside break, from inside the 14 towards the rail in that way, or whether he's going to be out here and cutting it to the cue ball to the rail and into the side of the pack. It's probably going to be inside, because he's going to run around to the rail. No, it isn't. He proved me wrong again. So these to me are the dangerous ones, because you can run. We've seen scratches like this on more than one occasion. He's got to get this right, or this can run down into one of these bottom corner pockets at the kitchen end. He's caught the top of the pack. He's caught the top of the pack. And he's on nothing. He's on nothing. Now you have to get a close look at the stack here and see if there's anything. And I don't see anything at all. Well, he could take the hit here again and drop into them and lose a point. I mean, he's not going to leave anything for Coldest pillow. Well, I don't believe he's playing this. I think he's calling it just in case, but he's trying to probably just finish behind the stack here No, he's going all out for it. He's going all out for it. And he's still not great, but he's got a bailout. Well, that was a big ask there as to whether Cobra was going to be fully committed to play the bank there. But he's going to have to stop looking around and just concentrate on the one that he can work with, which is that. But I think the fortunate thing is he's got the 4-ball in play, and he can certainly work with that. Now, where's he going? Into the corner. In all the way. Now, is it round behind the 7? I don't know that that's going to be much good to him, though. And I mean, I don't think he's got any other option. And where he's finishing here, the way the stack's sitting, the cue balls want to leak away. He might. Oh, he might be playing the bank. Is he? No, he isn't. Yeah, I see. He was never going to catch an awful lot of the pack, but again, he's got 1 ball in play this end. 1 is leaked up. But this is the big shot, because this will do the damage. Run is 32, and it hasn't. Well, that ball coming back to the stack. Cue balls just avoided the scratch. The 8 and the 3 is absolutely stone dead, so he doesn't need to worry about that. And he's good to go. He's even got a break ball in the side rail here he can work with, or the one at the back. So everything's good now for Cobra. It was just threatening to go off the rails, but he's recovered it well, much to the annoyance of Coldest Pillow, who's sitting there thinking about these opportunities he's given Cobra. It was all looking good early on, and that little lapse has been costly. And the fact that he had that other visit and only get 15 makes it even more painful to watch. So we've got a stone dead 8 and 3. He could be taking the 3 into the side, because it goes. I'm pretty certain it goes. Yeah. But that 8 and 3 is a good bailout if anything should threaten to go wrong here. So he doesn't need to go near them. But he's played the 3. Right, and that 8 ball is now sitting for an acceptable break ball. 6 balls out of the equation now, I think. So he's working with 1 bailout ball down at the bottom end of the table here. The run is 38. The lead is getting a lot bigger, and you've also then got to think of what Coldest Pillow's up against should he get another chance at the table, because then it's dish up time. And if you're going to, if your ambition's to be as good as players like Cobra, and you're up against them, and you're in this situation in the hot seat, this is where, if you do get to the table, you know that you're having to put something substantial together to keep yourself in this. That would be the sign of a future champion, if Coldest Pillow could do that. But will he get that chance? Hey, run to 200. 50 difference, nothing said here yet. What the hell are you talking about? Well, he's got the bailout again into the side, but he's also got an ideal ball for doing some serious damage here. Is that the 13? Well, everything goes. That's all I'm saying. Everything goes. There isn't a problem. It's just the pattern that's going to deal with this. And this is why he's given this a bit more thought, because they're all there and it just has to be approached in the right manner to take care of any blockers. The one ball obviously is one that's creating an issue, and that's just created an issue by bumping balls when you don't want to bump balls in this situation, and that's actually quite a big issue, because you can't bail out with the fact that it's a combo. It ain't that. So now he's needing another bump, and that will do, or will it? Can he tweak that 10 in from there? That looks tight. Can he get enough past that 15 ball and cheat the pocket a wee bit? It's bound to go in, you would think. Do you think there's enough of that 10 ball there, even hitting the rail at a slow pace, that it would go in? Maybe, I don't think he's convinced. And the thing is, he might never get as good as this on it. I think that goes. Well, he's not got the angle to get to them off the 4. And the other problem is, he's going to have to play a combo to bail out here, whether it be that one or that one, because he's got nothing without them. Can he get to the 3? He might be able to get to the 3 without the... In fact, tell a lie, he doesn't need to. He can get the 4 in the hole. What am I talking about? It's that time of night, folks. Give me the benefit of the doubt. And there's the problem dealt with. Now, has he got a shot? Oh, he would have liked that to stay in the table. Now, does a 1 ball go? Oh, now he's in trouble. Well, he could play the cutback. I mean, that's too far below, but I think there's still the potential that you could make the bank in the 10 into this corner if you're really, really desperate. Or it's the big cut-up table as we look on the 14. I think he might be contemplating the bank. He's had a look at that. I mean, you can make the bank. I think you can make the bank no problem. And the cue ball's running up table and you'll have a bailout in the 7. But as to why he's paying any attention to these when nothing goes, no, he's decided that to go into the rail too soon. Yeah, way too soon. So here is a lifeline, the opportunity. The run ends in 50, and the lead is what's that lead? 45 and 13. What's 45 and 13? That's 55. 58 is the lead, something like that. So that's not beyond the realms of possibility, as John Virgo says quite regularly, that he can actually pull this off. Got to make the combo first, and he hasn't. And there you go, boom, and that's a huge fail. That is a huge fail. 1. And Coldest Pillow has gone good at the start and downhill, and I think he has just hit rock bottom there. He has just hit rock bottom. And that was not a difficult combo. I think he hit it too hard for a start. I think you've got to take your medicine and play it at the right pace. Give it every chance to go in. So, running out of balls, he can certainly cut the 6 and spin with left English and try and get a little nudge. Or does he need to? No, he doesn't really need to. He can just drop behind them. I thought they were tight, stuck to one another. He's fine. But he's now going to he's going to probably brush that. Is he going to try and stay away from the 10 because he wants to have that as a break ball? Or can he use the 1? No, the 1 ball's fine. That's fine. I thought that was in the triangle from this side of the table. But he's got to control the cue ball again. I mean, he could. No, he can't. I was going to say, no, he's too straight. If he was any better in this 10, he could have potted and held the cue ball in the triangle and break from the kitchen, but I don't think that's going to happen unless he tries to run through and get there. But this is too straight. He's trying to get into the triangle, and that'll do. Well worked, and that's perfect. And when you've got your mouse dialed in, those shots are all about the control of the pace, and Cobra was more than confident enough to play that shot, get the draw, get the pace, get the cue ball rolling into the triangle, and ball in hand, and the break ball sitting there just asking to be potted. Bonus balls going in, and plenty to choose from. Well, it's not a massive run to the finishing line for Cobra. Let's be honest. That could more than likely be Coldest Pillow's last shot. Oh, hang on a minute. He's still fine. You're talking about Coldest Pillow, Miasma. Yeah, the mistakes he's made. I mean, if he just, took his time and focused that bit more, yes, they're certainly avoidable. It's just, the lapse in concentration. You've got to be on it right from the start and all the way through. And I think more especially when you're not at the table, the fact that he made that mistake, there was the earlier mistake, and then he had to sit back for, whatever it was, 20 odd minutes while Cobra put his run together. And then suddenly he's back at the table and he's not ready. You've got to be right on your toes. And that's why, you've had those quick lapses to follow where he's put nothing in the board, literally. I mean, one in the last visit there. And it's so, this is probably even more of a game where you have to stay on your toes and be ready to go as soon as you get that chance. And of course, the other thing is that the opportunities you get might not be that many. I mean, Cobra's played a couple of matches before this one, don't forget, where he's gave an awful lot more opportunities. And the opponents just couldn't take them. They weren't good enough. And I'm talking about Acero in that matter as well. I mean, Acero had chances galore against Cobra and couldn't get the job done. So it's going to be the 4 ball, and he'll be sitting spot on for it, I would imagine. This is probably the easiest shot to get to the break ball. So the run is 18. He's 37 away from the finishing line. Cue balls into the kitchen. And the balls are sitting good. Good to continue the run. Let's have a quick look and see where there might be a break ball. And surprisingly, not really when you look at the way the triangle is there. 8 ball looks like it. You could be breaking from the side rail again, but nothing as a bailout at this end of the table. So again, all the action is at the business end. Well, the 5 ball, another couple inch of a bump on that 5 ball. That'd have been sitting very nice. Didn't quite get there. Well, there he goes, nudging balls again. Now, those 3 balls, I'm pretty certain, all went into that pocket. He had to get the order right, and now he's created a problem by bumping one of those 3 balls. Now, had he got rid of the 1 ball for a start, then access to these balls was fine. So that's a pretty poor mistake there by Cobra. And now he's got another headache to deal with. And of course, you can't. He's now dealt with it. I was going to say it's a bit like the one that was on the rail here, where he could cut probably have cut that 15 earlier on in the previous rack, or whatever rack it was. But he's fine now. I mean, this isn't an issue. There's no problem there, and he might be keeping that 3 as a break ball. Could be keeping the 15 as well. So it's all down to shot preference at the end of the day. Miasma was on his toes there. He's dealt with Stubb. Did Stubb come into the room? I don't even notice whether he came into the room, but Miasma's on his toes and sorted that problem out before it starts. So it's a toss of a coin as to what side of the table he prefers. They're certainly both usable break balls. And what we haven't seen in this match, and they don't come around that often, we haven't seen the break shot like a ball sitting there into the side pocket to break the pack. None of that situation really arose tonight. So it's going to be the 3. And sort of up to sort of there? Or do you want to leave this further away to shallow the angle a bit more? No, he's leaving it. He's leaving it. Well, I don't know that this is ideal. I'm not so certain this is ideal. He's going to have to put a wee bit of right in this. Oh dear. Well, there you go. Why he didn't run down further and leave a shallower angle at 3, I don't know. But that's why he's missed the 3, because it was too much of an angle in that 3 ball, and he's tweaking the cue ball as well, don't forget, to get to the pack. So this is what you call last chance saloon. Now, this would be a sensation if Coldest Pillow could pull this one off. Now, how about that 8 and 7? They ain't set that side. There's a combo there, if needs be, and now he starts. Well, now there's a problem. There you go. That's how you can create a problem, just by bumping those 2 balls. The 7's gone loose, and now Now he's trying to open it up again, and that's done it. 3 ball is the bailout ball. That needs to slow up. Oh. Well, he's fine. He's still got bailout balls, but I'm pretty certain he wanted rid of the 6. Can he still see that 6? No, he can't. The only bit of good news here is he's got 2 break balls. That's a bit high, the 4, but the 2's perfect. In fact, that 4 might be too high. That is actually more like a break ball into the side pocket and then into the pack with the cue ball. That's sitting in prime position for that type of shot. And the 4 ball's definitely going to have to go now. But what he really wants to do is get right over onto this rail and get rid of the 1 and come back for the 3 and use that to get to the 2. Well, I think that would have been the easier way to get good on the 2. This ain't it. He's got to do a lot more control of the cue ball and judge this. This is coming straight, this cue ball. Well, he's got a slight angle, and now we're back to what he's been doing previously in other matches where he's a mile away from this break ball, but he's bound to do damage here. And the cue ball stays on the table. He's got balls to be getting on with. Huge ask of Coldest Pillow to get out of this. But Cobra's given him the opportunity. It's whether he's going to be good enough to take it. So we've now got 2 bailout balls in the bottom half of the table as we look. The 6 ball and the 8. And a quick look for the break ball. The 15 is very tight to the corner of the pack. The 9 looks better because there's a wee bit more room off it. Now he's got to think about this 7 ball and how to get there for that, because you would like to get that out of the way and play it in such a way that you're not interfering with the 9 ball. Well, he can do that if he's going to commit to the 9 and get rid of that 15 and hold it there, but he needs to be fairly straight in this to avoid bumping the 9. Well, that should allow him to do it. Why? Well, I'm surprised he didn't get rid of the 7. Well, he can now. That's perfect. That's perfect. Well, Stubbs arrived in the room, but he's not going to do any. He's not going to create. Oh, how's he typing again then? Oh, I know what it was. I've just realised all of those other Stubbs are number 2 and 3. The one that causes the problem is in the room typing crap. You're a bit late off the mark there, miasma. Ah, he's now got him. And he managed to get that message in the screen in blue. Well, there's a good one. Oh, and he's booted him out the door. He managed to get that in blue. Oh, number 2's gone as well. Miasma's got a hot finger tonight. Meanwhile, back to more important matters here. Coldest Pillow has got a mountain to climb. Yeah, he's playing a little bit quicker for comfort in my estimations, but if that does the trick, good luck to him. Because if you start getting into this potting thing and you sort of lose maybe track of where you're going, but if he's quick enough to do that, fine. And, you've got to find the happy medium. You don't want to grind to a halt by overthinking stuff, and we've seen players doing that when, if you take a step back and look at the layout, everything's there for you. It's just about getting on with it. And some folk are sort of turning and looking and doing all this. Well, he's getting on with it. And maybe he's thinking about my bedtime as well, because we're now almost an hour and 45 minutes here for this match. It's well past quarter to bedtime for me. So, it's the 3 ball. No doubt about that. He's going to have to dig out a pot, though. Nailed it. And that'll do nicely. Well, I say it'll do nicely. He's still got to get the line right out into the table and keep going. And that will definitely do. And the cue ball, where's it going to end up? I think he's okay anyway. He's got plenty to bail out on. And this is a very quick 43 so far. Now, is the angle there to do a little rub here? Yeah, well, it's brought one out. He's maybe going to have another go here off this. What the hell ball's that? The pink 12. He's going to have another go. And that'll do very nicely. Cue ball stays in the table just. Bailout ball still at this end of the table. And wants to get rid of that 8, because again, it's another one of these situations where you might need a bailout, and that's a blocker, and he really needs to get rid of that. Got to deal with that, because that 10 ball might come in very handy if circumstances get rough at the other end of the table. Well, it's going. So it looks as if we're 100% committed to the 15 ball. I don't think there's much doubt about that for the time being. So all the work now is at that end of the table. Quick drink. I'm surprised Albinari and Bedhead haven't showed up tonight. Or either that or they're keeping very quiet. I thought they'd be interested to see what's going on, but maybe the Norwegians have a funny Sunday night. I don't know. Maybe they're all in the jacuzzi or beating themselves with bushes or whatever the hell goes on over there on a Sunday night. There's not a Swede to be seen in the stream. Very surprising. They got up to all sorts of funny things, these Swedes. Running naked in the snow and jumping into jacuzzis and eating smelly, stinky fish. They're weird. They're a weird nation. Well, here's a vital rack. Every rack's vital, but this is vital here that he doesn't disturb that 15 ball. Got to be careful. And, well, it's still okay. Down to the nitty-gritty, down to the wire. Yeah, big stun to get through for that 14. Well, this ain't quite as good. He would have liked to have been a bit more comfortable in this. And that needs to keep running to open out. Well, he's got an angle. Would have liked a bit more, though. Watch the cue ball. He's good. But where's the next ball? Where's the next ball? Oh, dear. Oh, no. I don't think he can get enough of that 12 ball to pot it. No, it's stuck to, it's right next to the 14. Oh, this is not looking good. Again, he's got to duck here. Now, if you just roll onto the 8 ball and stick it to the rail, are you leaving anything in that stack that could potentially be potted? My answer to that is I don't think so. I'm not seeing anything jumping out at me. And I would, if this was me, I'm just rolling to the 8 ball. I'm doing nothing else. Because I'm, you've got to be really brave to try something fanciful there. So the run ends in 57. He's still, 32 behind? And Cobra might do the same. Or he might bump the 2 and stay below the stack. Or is he going all out for the cut? This is a bit ambitious. This is aggressive, to say the least, if he's contemplating a big cut in the 2. Well, I think he's decided he wants to get this done, and he's brave. He's gone for it, and he'll probably end up getting the reward now. He can see the finishing line, and he's made the commitment to go for the cut. Well, I wouldn't have imagined Cobra would have took that on, and he just decided, grab the bull by the horns. I'm taking it on, and that's how you win matches. It was. What would the other option be? To roll into the stack? Did we envisage that Cobra would take on that cut in the 2 by rolling to the 8? Could we have rolled to the stack and just left it in the middle of them? Well, Cobra might have to bail out with that 8 ball. Or the 1. Well, here's another lesson to be learned also. If Coldest Pillow has been in the stream all night, never listen to the commentary. Because if he rolled to that 8 because I said I would roll to the 8, then he's a proper numpty. And that will be the lesson learned for the next tournament, that you do not come into the stream. So there you go. Well, he's only, 18 away. Obviously needs another rack. I don't think, is he playing a combo or anything? I don't think anything's, there's nothing goes there that he wants to be dealing with now. He wants to Is he going to play that combo, leaving the 14 sitting there? Can't believe that. Now, is he? See, this is maybe too much angle to check this cue ball. If he was sort of up there, he could check the cue ball left English and just come into these. But he's looking at just picking them out. Again, they're all spaced apart, but it's all down to getting the right order again. Now, he's got the break ball at the head of the pack there, so everything's, well, that's having to go. So, again, he's keeping the 5 this time. Yeah. I'm assuming it's 100% the 5 ball. Well, it's a learning experience for Coldest Pillow being in this tournament. I think that he's been learning all the way through it. I mean, his potting ability is not in doubt, but the focus and the concentration is what's let him down. With those unforced errors that allowed Cobra to get back into it, and then with these other opportunities he's had, he's not really fulfilled the potential that was probably there for him. But he ain't dead and buried. But he's going to have another huge challenge on that one loss side. Well, you're a bit late to the party, Vertical Liquid. You're here to see the final few nails get into Coldest Pillow's coffin here, I would assume. 7 away. I think Cobra had a bit of a sweat on early on when Coldest Pillow was put into break, and Coldest Pillow nailed the break shot. And not only that, immediately Cobra made the mistake, didn't get behind the 6 ball, let Coldest Pillow in to get off and running. I can't remember what Coldest Pillow's run was, but it was a decent enough run. And, well, little did we know then after that things would just come off the rails for him. Little lapses, and they are so costly in this game. Well, it looks like that 4 and 9 ball are a combo, even without going up and looking at them. And now that I have looked at them, no, they aren't. I mean, yes, if you're desperate, you can make it. And you've now got these 2 clusters here, which are threatening to be a more major issue than anything else. I mean, that's the least of his worries here. So he just needs the bump from this 8 ball, and that'll be the 3 balls he needs. He just needs to get something moved, and the 10 balls there also. So he's home and dry. I mean, this would be a nightmare at this situation if Cobra blew a gasket and something went badly wrong. Yeah, he's bailing out up table, taking the 3 ball. Sensible enough. Not even taking any risk by playing any bumps. And that was the right shot. Because when you start playing bumps, you know what can happen. You can get stuck in something and you're dead. Wow. Would you believe it? Unbelievable. Look at that for a miss by Cobra. Big stun. Catches the point. and they don't go in even in those pockets at that pace. What an incredible miss at this stage of the match. Unbelievable. Wouldn't believe it unless you told me and had video evidence. Well, oh, you better be able to see this 9 ball. And he can't. Well, remember I said last chance saloon 10 minutes ago. Let's strike that from the let's strike that from the memo, and let's call it this one, because he's still got a problem here. He's still got a big problem. I mean, if he can get up table and get that 4 ball, he can probably get rid of the 11. But if he plays the 14 for the bump, well, he's got to be. This is too straight. He's got to get a big stud in this for a nudge, unless he's trying to get down for the 4 and then play the 7 or the 11. Nah, he's played the sensible one. Oh, he wanted to play that a bit better, though. He's now going to have to play the stunt. He's run too far, and that needs to stay in the table. And the problem now is that ball is in the rack, and that's no good to him. So now he's going to have to probably duck big time, because this ball is going to get put onto the break spot, isn't it? If I remember right. Now, what ideas he got going on in his head here with this? Yeah, he has to get the angle, and this is scratch territory if he gets this wrong, trying to get the line to that pack. Got to be careful here. The most important thing is he doesn't scratch. Well, he's battered the knuckle there. Is he still going to scratch? Oh, it's a ball in hand inside break, is it? Well, that's it. No, he's going inside. Wow. Well, that was it. It was short and sweet there. Just a run of 5. And as if this goes okay, which it has done. What an anticlimax there, and what a potential exciting finish. Just sort of died a death. Well, who would have expected Cobra to make that mistake in 198? And he finally falls over the line again. So there's been a little bit of vulnerability in Cobra in 1 or 2 of these matches. And the problem with that is neither of the players have taken advantage. Acero didn't, and unfortunately, Coldest Pillow didn't. It was a huge ask with the deficit he had, but Cobra's there again. Well, a nightmare finish. Potentially a nightmare finish for Cobra. What am I doing? But he's got away with it. He's got away with it again. And that Albinario match and Bedhead match hasn't been scheduled yet. Now, why is that not working? Ah, there we go. Right, so here's the updated bracket, folks. We've got Coldest Pillow through to the semi-final, as I call it, or the one-loss side final, whichever way you want to describe it. And now he knows he's either going to have to beat Bedhead or Albinario. And he's also got the scars from the match tonight to get over. And that will, well, the one thing it'll help him with is the fact that he knows that you've got to stay on it 100% all the way through. Even when you're not at the table, you've got to be ready to go. And he wasn't ready to go. You'll have to be against Bedhead or Albinario. But there is still the potential of Coldest Pillow getting a rematch. That potential is still there. And he shouldn't be discouraged from what's happened tonight, because he wasn't far off it, especially with a good start, but it just drifted away. So Cobra's through to yet another final. This tournament is almost over. And also we have the 9-Ball World Championships on May the 9th. And that is it, folks. Enjoyed watching that. Bedhead's there. Well, Wednesday night would be ideal for me as well because I'm off. I thought, it might be sort of Tuesday. But is that not the last day anyway? I can't remember if it is or isn't, but I'll look forward to that. And I hope you guys can join us. If you can't, remember this match, amongst all the others, is on the playlist for this tournament. So if you miss it, you can go into my YouTube channel and you can watch it at your own leisure. So I will say well done to Cobra. Well done to Coldest Pillow. His first straight pool tournament. And he's in the semi-finals. And he's still got a chance. And you can live in hope. It would be great to see somebody turn these guys over, but it's a huge ask. Multiple champions are hard to beat. You've got to be on your toes. Right, I'm off to bed. Well, I'm going to catch a wee bit of the snooker before I go to bed. Thanks for watching. Take care. Good night. And thank God the stream stayed alive. We'll see you again.